I was a clinical psychologist before I felt called to stay home with my kids and then eventually homeschool them. So I ended up homeschooling my 6 kids through high school graduation. And when I was teaching English one day, one of my sons offered to pay me not to teach it. And that was pretty upsetting to me because I love writing and I love everything having to do with language arts. And it set me on a journey to discover why my kids, because it was more than just this particular son, did not like it. And one of the things that I realized really changed the way that I approached teaching it, which was that we separate teaching English, grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and even writing from the context of story, which is the best part of language arts. And it gave me the idea of creating a curriculum called Grammar Galaxy that would use stories about the gremlin tampering with the English language, causing chaos in the galaxy, to teach kids the concepts. And then instead of kids having to do boring workbook exercises, I asked kids to be guardians of the galaxy to correct all the chaos that the gremlin caused by completing missions in their mission manual. So I give them short, easy, fun, practical exercises that are applicable to kids' lives. And it was amazing the effect that this had for reluctant learners. So I start kids who are beginning readers, so advanced first graders who are reading, all the way through 8th grade. And it teaches not just grammar, even though it's called Grammar Galaxy, it teaches vocabulary, spelling strategies, literary concepts and genres, writing, and even a little bit of public speaking. And so the success that I had with that got me thinking that I could create a story-based curriculum to address the concerns that so many parents were bringing to me as a psychologist, which were concerns about their kids' social and emotional skills. So I knew I didn't want to create a curriculum that was based around a story of kids struggling that might make kids feel insecure, kind of called out about not having these skills. And so instead, I made aliens have the struggles. So Training Aliens is about alien siblings being at space camp. And so NASA has asked the other kids who are at space camp to teach them our social and emotional skills as part of a test program. So kids have their parent read a 5-minute funny story about one of the aliens struggling with a skill at space camp. Then we ask them, what do you think people should do about this particular problematic behavior in a choose-your-own-adventure type of format? And what kids don't realize at first is that both options are going to be ineffective. And then that opens them up to hearing about what can work in the included course. And then kids get to learn this particular skill for themselves through all kinds of fun activities. But just as importantly, I think, they learn how to deal with other people who haven't yet developed these skills. Kids have so much fun learning this. And what I tell parents is that we can teach our kids these skills when they're young so that they don't have to go and see a psychologist like me for $150 an hour when they're adults. And kids have no idea that they're learning some of the most valuable life skills in the process. So those are the 2 main curriculum that I supply parents with. I am creating these curricula for homeschooling parents in particular because that's what I am and that's what I know best. And they are available in print and in PDF form. They're not online, courses and that kind of thing, besides the video component that comes along with Training Aliens. So that's what I do, and it is really a joy to hear from parents whose kids were reluctant English students, and kids who were really struggling to get help with managing strong emotions or building social skills and making friends. And now they have the tool to make that happen.
Very nice. You've been doing this for how long? A while, right?
Yeah, so I published the first volume of Grammar Galaxy